Good morning and welcome. It's a brand new week and it deserves a brand new approach. Monday is here and of course we're positive about it all, as always. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Indeed, life is a journey. It's best to enjoy the ride, no matter how bumpy it is. And we say thank you for joining us for another gripping 2-hour ride on your favorite breakfast show.
Absolutely. We know it's your favorite one. Welcome aboard. And yes, we know it can be quite daunting getting up early, especially on a Monday morning. And that's why we come with an antidote.
Yeah.
That's us. Also, you know, this as Wake Up Nigeria every single day, especially on Mondays. We give you, one dose every day.
Even sometimes if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, all you have to do is tune in and then see Mary's beautiful face. To see everything just turn out better.
Hey Mary, how you doing, girl?
Hey Maz, how you doing? Hi Titi, good morning.
Good morning. Oh, by the way, I listened to you on radio on Saturday. I sent you messages, but you never responded. I was wondering whether they've taken WhatsApp from your phone now.
Wow.
They haven't, have they?
Wow.
Oh no, they've left that one.
No?
They left it, yes. That's
What
about
great
everything
show.
left.
It was a fantastic show.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
enjoyed
Thank
it.
you for listening. Thank
I know
you.
there's probably some inside joke somewhere in that conversation. I
Oh,
don't know what that
no.
is.
Oh, no, it was, no. See,
Apps?
you know how you try to fix something that is wrong with your phone and then the thing refuses to be fixed?
Oh,
So that's
okay.
that's the challenge. Imagine you go to the repair shop like 6 times, so you just tell yourself, what's the way forward?
Oh, wow.
That's all
Maz is
good.
actually taking a jab at me, it's fine.
I am not.
Because when I get back at you, be ready.
No,
I'm
you
gonna come hot.
don't be a Winfritz. Don't be a Winfritz.
Make sure you stay tuned to see whatever Mary has
I'll
planned
fry
for
you.
Mazzino. But the show has the right set of activities tailored to give you a bright start. Now, at this point, we are going to be telling you all that's happening on today's show.
Yes, indeed. Watch how we gradually transform everything that you've expected us from last week to do this week. It's going to be fantastic. You guys are going to love it. It's what we do. It's what we get paid for. And we, well, hey,
Yeah.
it's our passion. My name, of course, is Mazzino Appeal.
And I'm Titi Lara Oyinson. You can, of course, watch the show live on GOTV channel 27 or on UHF channel 49. Now, we're also on social media at TVC Connect. And with our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, you can see your comments.
Yes, indeed. You can also watch all our past episodes of the show on YouTube. All you need to do is search out TVC Entertainment. Send in those comments, please, even on YouTube, on all our social media platforms. We love to read from you guys. Always use the hashtag, however, Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. We're going to have motivation, and we will be discussing habits of high achievers. Or you want to call them, call it your game plan of winners. You won't be wrong. Ibe Riario Amu, he is a communications training expert with focus on helping professionals unlock their potential. In the last 8 years, he has trained over 1,500 professionals. So lucky you'll be here to hear him on today's one.
And for a performance, we always have great performers for you. This Monday, we have Nuzi D. He's an Afro-pop act, and he's going to be performing his latest track. And for SME, we're joined by Omolola Abiola, the CEO of Lola Skincare. Now, she's going to be here to talk to us about her organic and herbal skincare products. Alrighty then, another Monday.
Good morning and
Believe it
welcome.
is.
We know how your weekend went. It was fantastic, wasn't it? You sounded so lively on radio, so there's no point asking
And
you.
that's not all my weekend was. Yesterday, my little girl turned 10, and
Oh, congratulations.
it was amazing. The first thought that struck me when I woke up was, okay, I'm officially old.
Not
And
necessarily.
then, going out was fun as a family. We had such a fantastic time. And then there was a picnic at JJT Park yesterday evening. It was really nice. It was really nice. I went out of my way because normally I wouldn't go anywhere.
I was wondering
wow.
how do you get to do that?
Seriously.
Yeah, shit, maybe it's you. You just sit down with her. Yeah, let's read a book.
So I sat in a massage chair for the first time in my life. That's how bad it is.
Did you
I
enjoy
don't
it?
do anything. I actually enjoyed it. So I fell off a hoverboard. I don't know who sent me a message. I decided to try a hoverboard. And then I was doing not so badly.
Midlife crisis
And then I was
thing?
like, they will tell me to lean forward and I'll be turning around. I was feeling dizzy. And then I was like, oh,
Wow.
this place still hurts.
You need bouncing castle to complete it.
You know what? Our weekends were nothing compared to yours. If you got a hoverboard somewhere, then
You need
what-
bouncing.
Fantastic Sunday.
You just need, all you need is Bouncing castle.
What did you do?
And it's complete.
Well, I didn't do bouncing castles,
for sure.
but I was just chilling. I had a restful weekend, and my gardening has taken has gone to another level. Really, I'm planting all sorts of seeds now. Well, not just spiritual seeds. I'm talking about tomatoes, ginger, garlic, onions. I don't know. It's just become a very intense hobby for me. I hope my husband doesn't
No, when it starts to cost you
asking
guys too
questions.
much money, then perhaps. But for now, nah.
But
No, that's
it's
actually
really
the idea,
interesting.
to save money.
Yeah.
Hobbies?
Yes.
No, this particular
gardening
one.
helps you
okay.
save money, and then you get them fresher.
I thought you said hobbies make you save because nobody gave me the memo when I was going into my hobby.
No, your own hobby is dangerous and expensive.
Your own is
we know
different.
that. Wait, Seth, Mike, what do you like to do? Apart from organic.
When you ask that question like that.
I've never. Yeah, exactly. Mike, what is your
That's
hobby?
interesting. It's good to keep the mystery going on. I just like
wow.
I just like to be everything everywhere all at
Everything,
once.
Mike.
Nice
No,
one.
well done.
Nice one.
Couldn't have thought of a better line.
Yeah,
That was great.
but I have a better one.
Okay.
Which one?
Because we have the weather for you. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Nobody cares about my weekend. It's okay, no problem. Weather. No.
Good morning. It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messi Keno. Now, there's a report that we begin with that report that 17 persons died after gunmen invaded the Unguwa Wakili community in Zango Kataf, local government area of Kaduna State, on Saturday night. Women and little children are said to be among the dead. A 24-hour curfew has now been imposed on Ungwan Juju, Mabuhu, Ungwan Wakili, and Zangan Urban to allow security operatives restore peace in the area. TVC News also gathers that security operatives have been deployed to the areas in a bid to restore peace. Spokesperson of the police command in Kaduna State, Mohammed Jalige, in a statement on Sunday, said the timely intervention of a security team prevented the gunmen from causing more havoc. Some security experts say this latest attack is not unconnected with farmer-herder conflicts, which had existed in the region for more than a decade.
Black Sunday for residents of that community. Of course, they were attacked yesterday night by gunmen who invaded their place, shooting sporadically. And 15 people were killed, were reportedly shot, and then corpses were also recovered from the bushes. Some of them were taken to the hospital where a couple of them later died. Of course, we reached out to the police. They said they're on top of the situation and that their men have been deployed to the place to ensure that they forestall any further attacks. Well, the crisis in Zango Kataf is very unique. It is basically a misunderstanding between farmers and herders. This crisis has lasted more than 10 years in that place, so it's more than a decade-long crisis. Several efforts have been put in by the Kaduna State government, by the Peace Commission. They have gone there, interacted with stakeholders, but these efforts are yet to yield results. So the curfew is still in place. It's going to be for 24 hours till we get to hear any further information from either the security authorities or the Kaduna State government.
On security matters, police in the Federal Capital Territory have reacted to the recent kidnap in Kubwa, a suburb of Abuja. Spokesperson for the FCT Command, Superintendent Josephine Ade, in a statement says, upon receipt of the distress call on Friday, the 10th of March, police operatives were immediately deployed to the scene. She added that the suspects, numbering about 20, abruptly suspended their operations and abducted 10 victims who they took into the bush. She also said police officers and the estate security team are still searching through the bushes in the area to ensure the victims are rescued safely. Then outside Nigeria, at least 8 people have been declared dead by rescue workers off California's coast, following the capsizing of 2 boats. Emergency services from several agencies found 2 overturned boats with bodies spread over an area of 306 meters. Local media have reported the boats were suspected to be carrying migrants. We'll take a time out and return with the headlines in the dailies.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now let's check out the newspaper headlines for this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. We begin with the Nation newspaper, which has this. Emefiele launches fresh plots against President-elect Tinubu. Here it says CBN boss conspires with Jen on Lagos polls. Doles out 500 million naira new notes on LP's campaign. And then, of course, we have foreign portfolio investments post first gain in 5 years. Businesses adopt new tactics to stay afloat of cash crisis. 53 train bus accident victims out of hospitals. And sadly, 35 killed in Kaduna-Katsina attacks. Down here, we see governors take tough stance on Naira scarcity. And then, of course, from there we move to the Punch newspaper, which has this: governors give Malami Emefiele Tuesday ultimatum to obey Supreme Court. Failure to comply will lead to contempt. That's contempt charge on Tuesday, and that's coming from the Zamfara AG. Rivers, Kogi, Ondo, Ekiti, ACF, Mbaka knock Buhari as CBN faces fresh suit. Old Naira rejection spreads. Reports say 20 trillion Naira lost to CBN cash mop-up. Now up here we have Adamu's fate. National Assembly leadership top agenda as senators-elect meet Tinubu. Still even upper, we have BVA's reset ends today. INEC promises results transmission. No going back on nationwide protest, says LP. And here we also have Angas, gunmen kill 35 in Katsina, Kaduna. And finally, sacked lecturer, Senate threatens to stop UI funding. Well, those are the stories in the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we head straight to News Direct, and this says, legal tender crisis, ATMs dispense old notes as banks reject old notes deposits. Direct customers to follow CBN guidelines for deposits. Stakeholders lament failure of electronic platform. Nigerian economy loses 20 trillion naira over cash crisis, and that's coming from Muda Yusuf. NSCDC raises concerns over circulation of fake redesigned naira notes. Up here we have Oshun, Nigeria's wait on appeal courts, and finally, Governor Abiodun not distributing expired COVID-19 palliatives, 5,000 naira cash to civil servants. Well, that's as much as we can take on the newspaper updates this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. There is so much more to come. Make sure you stay with us.
All righty then.
Welcome, time for Coffee Gist. What's up and about? I mean, what else is up and about except that only just this morning we saw one of the best Oscars I've ever seen. I will not deny. I thought that Jimmy Kimmel hosted and that he did quite a good job. I was hoping, however, that it was going to be a comedian like last time, Chris Rock. I was hoping it was going to do a reprise, but that didn't happen. But I must say,
That was
Jimmy
very wise,
Kimmel,
actually.
it was. I mean, after he's made 53 million, he doesn't need no Oscars anymore from his special from the week before. But in any case, Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars as the host, not bad. Actually enjoyed the Oscars this time. And let's talk about the winners.
Yeah.
I mean,
The winners. Well, big shout out to Michelle Yeoh. That is the most talked about Oscar win right now for Best Actress. You know, there were the fact that she's Asian, the fact that she's getting it so late in life, as opposed to all the other nominations she got. And then, of course, the movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Just fantastic. Such a great movie. Deserved win. I loved it.
just in case you didn't get it, that was a reference Mike was making to, was talking about this morning when we did the intro.
Explain. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
Yeah,
they don't.
If I have to explain it to you, then.
You guys like explaining this wake up too much. But yeah, so I don't know why people talk about being so late, especially Lee Kwai Huan, who did who was Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
That movie, I've seen that movie at least, and I'm not exaggerating, at least 95 times.
Mr. Jones?
At least.
Mr. Jones?
You know.
Dr. Jones?
So
yeah,
after
really
then, he
good
had done 1 or 2 movies, but then he went out, he went behind the scene, he was directing. That was what he was doing in Hollywood. So this is like, after a very long time, you know, he got back into this. So it's big, it's very different.
Yeah.
Indian movies, there was an Indian documentary that won, and then of course RRR, Natu Natu, which They performed it like twice, or they used it to dance Jimmy Kimmel out.
Exactly, that was beautiful. I loved it.
On itself. And it just goes to show that, look, Nollywood is not Bollywood's mate.
Yes, sir.
Bollywood is not, I mean, they have, we never reached them. They have movies. I mean, did you see the breakdown of RRR? From the special effects and all that?
No.
Did you hear Steven Spielberg speak with the director 2 weeks back?
What did he say?
Wow.
What did he
What
say?
did he tell?
He was blown.
Wow.
He said, we should do something together.
Nice.
I've always
And James Cameron.
Yeah.
James Cameron, after doing Avatar, says we should do something together too.
Wow.
If James Cameron can be blown away, that's it.
So I've always thought that the Indians put a lot of revenue into movie production. You can see it by the quality of what they produce, and besides the quality, you can see it by the personnel. Some people say it might be cheap labor, but I doubt it because some of the people involved are actually big celebrities. There's a lot that goes. They don't. Just, of course, they have their low. What's the word?
Low budget?
Low budget movies. But then they have these really fantastic ones that when they go all out, they really go all out.
Yeah, true.
Some of the
Fantastic
biggest were low budget. Slumdog Millionaire
stuff.
was one of the most
actually
low
low
budget ever.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Had
was
some
Yeah,
real
almost
hard-hitting
nothing.
actors in there. Well,
Yes.
they became hard-hitting actors.
Yes,
actually.
after then. But by the time they were found out, and then same for Three Idiots.
That was a beautiful one. One of my best Indian
Top
movies
movies.
ever, actually.
India's
I
top
also wanted to
movies
draw
of
your
all time.
attention to something that seemed like a trend this Oscars. Is the fact that people were finally compensated. I use the word compensated overly exaggeratedly, unfortunately. Too many because I'm sorry. But what I mean is there was
Brendan Fraser.
Thank you. The biggest one of them all, Brendan
Was
Fraser.
there a compensation?
I'm coming
why
to- I'm
did you
coming
use
to
that
that.
word, biggest?
I'm coming.
I'm just asking.
Biggest. Well, I'm making allusions to the movie The
Yeah,
Whale
The
because he
Whale.
was fantastic. Have you seen it? You have to be emotionally sound to actually see that movie and unbiased. It's fantastic. It was shot in one location, just a room, and it blew me away after I saw it. But I said compensation, and I use that word because it would seem like Lee Kwan and
Kwan.
what's her name again?
Michelle
Yeoh.
Curtis.
Jamie Lee
Jamie Lee Curtis. Everybody had waited so long for an Oscar.
And they finally got
And they
it.
finally got it.
Yeah.
So it seemed like as if this guy don't did say, take. I'm not, however, saying that they did not deserve it. I think every single one of them actually deserved the Oscars that they got.
To
for
play
whatever
the
role.
devil's advocate, I
even-
feel like it's a follow-up from last year. Like the Oscars decided that, okay, yes, we're not going to use the comedian this year, but we do not want to be the focus of any comedy moving forward. And same set of people. Okay, let's do things differently this time. Because so many people have been deserving for a very long time.
Tom Cruise as well at least took one Oscar home
Got another one?
with for best sound on Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
Because the sound effects used with those airplanes and all that, it was the sound that drove the movie.
Yeah.
But amazing stuff.
And the song, One Republic, I ain't worried about it.
You guys can sing us out. Go on.
At this point, let's
Keep going,
fly into some commercials and we'll be right back.
And you're welcome. It's time for motivation, and today on the motivation, we will be discussing, well, very interesting topics here. The game plan of winners. Have you ever wondered what it is, and have you ever wanted to perhaps maybe have an inkling into their world? Well, with us today is Ibe Riayo Amu. Now, he's a communication training expert with focus on helping professionals unlock their potential. You are welcome. Do I call you Mr. Amu?
I think Coach Ibis is fine.
Coach Ibe is fine, yeah?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you for simplifying it.
Yes, thank you so
All right,
much.
so Coach Ibe, what do winners have as game plans that we all need to take excerpts from?
I think, thank you for having me on this show.
You're welcome.
As a start, I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay, I'm the subject
What
now.
is your strategy for being successful? And you don't have to answer now. You can think over it. All right, I'm reminded of this young man I had a conversation with recently, and I asked him, what is your goal for this year? And he said, I want to make a billionaire. I said, fantastic, I love it. And I said, what is your strategy? What are your plans for actually actualizing this goal? And he said, oh, I'm just believing. I know that I can do it. And he wants to make a billionaire. And you'll find out that there's a statistics that shows that 83% of people don't have any goals, right? They want to be successful. The average person wants to be successful. I want to be successful. You want to be successful. But the question really is, what is your strategy for being successful?
Can I answer, however?
And that's why I said the game plan for any winner, for any successful person that you see today, they have a strategy, they have these habits, they do these things over and over again, and that is why they're successful. And the first thing I'd like to start with is what we all know. Believe in yourself. If you think you can, you will.
The young man there has a good starting point, but not enough to take him through, because he believes that he can make $1 billion. I mean, a big billionaire, doesn't he? So it's not that that's not essential. That is essential, but he needs much more than that.
Yes, but that's the starting point, right? You need to believe in yourself. So many people are living with fear. They have this goal, they want to do great things, but there's this doubt. I don't think I can. And one of the ways to conquer that fear is to affirm yourself over and over again, right? Affirmations are words that you use to counter these negative thoughts, right? And that's why you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself, I'm confident, I can do this, I can make it in life, I believe in my skills and my abilities. So that's one of the first things that you have to do, the game plan for winners. The second thing that you need to do is to set smart goals. It's not enough to say that I want to make 1 billion. You need to break it down. Now, SMART is specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, it has to be, R stands for relevant, and it has to be time-bound, right? Between what time and what time do you want to achieve those goals? It has to be specific. What are you going to do between January and March? Oh, I'm going to see this person, I'm going to take this course, I'm going to take this, learn this skill. Between March and May, this is what I'm going to do, right? It has to be time-bound. You can't just go long without having to set specific goals. Is it attainable? Can you actually go out to make 1 billion naira in a year? Can you start by setting small goals and then you celebrate yourself for the small wins? Because when you celebrate yourself for the small wins, you will notice that you're gingered enough to attain something else. So start from, let's say, $1 million naira. Fantastic. I'm happy. I'm excited. I have the ginger, or I'm enthusiastic enough to say, I want to go for 5 million. You do 5 million again. Wow, I really did this. Let me go for 10 million. Let me go for 20 million. And before you know it, something that you started small with, you notice that you keep going over and over again. And the third thing that I would like to talk about as a game plan for winners is for you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Here's what Denzel Washington said. He said, ease is a greater threat to your success than hardship. I'm going to say that again. Ease is a greater threat to your success than hardship. Don't find the easy way out. Do the hard work. It is very important. I can point to you that every successful person that you see out there today, they are doing the hard work. Are you doing the hard work is a question that I want to ask you today. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's not going to come easy. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish I can tell you that it's going to be sweet. It's going to be chocolate and ice cream all through. But no, it's not going to be. You have to face those challenges because it's part of the process. I was listening to Les Brown on my way here, and he said that the struggle is a part of the process. You have to navigate your way to success. And guess what? On your journey to success, you're going to meet someone, a friend on the way. The name of that friend is struggle. And you need to make friends with struggle. Because when you make friends with struggle, it beats you up. You're ready for the next challenge. So you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And finally, as a fourth game plan, you need, I call this, and it's very interesting because I love this one so much, all right? You need to use what you have. Use what you have. Start where you are. Oh, I want to start a business, but I don't have capital. I need to start with 5 million naira. Can you start with what you have? Can you start with that 20,000 naira? Can you start with that 50,000 naira? All right, there's this friend of mine, I'm sure you know him, Bright. He talks about capital, like in people, relationships. You need to understand that there's value in people. I tell people all the time, my greatest resource is not the money that I have in the bank, it's not the cars that I drive, it's the fact that I know certain people that carry value, my relationships. That is my greatest resource. So start with what you have. So if you're able to go through these 4 game plans, I'm sure that you're on your way to success.
Ivy, you're quite the talker. I'm glad I just let you talk in any case. But talking about motivation, that is definitely motivation there, because I'm sure somebody out there is listening and saying, yes, I'm going to do that. I always like to look at a game plan as a destination. If you get out of the house and you say, I'm going out, where are you going? I'm going out. That's the first floor. You always have to have a destination. I'm going to the market or I'm going to TVC. Without that destination goal, you haven't gotten started. That's how I like to look at it. But you put it in such a way that, I mean, it's so practical. So now that I've listened to you, getting started, you say, is first off having that drive. How long should I have that drive? When does that drive fall into being, okay, you've done a bit too much, you have to get started now? How long can I push that drive until it becomes useless?
Success is not a destination, it's a journey. You need to continue over and over again. You can't exhaust the drive. If you are a visionary, you have to tell yourself over and over again, there's always something to do.
Yeah, but what if I'm just, I keep telling myself that for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Oh, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. When does it become too much?
Well, I'm going to do this. If you don't have any results to show for what you have been saying, then something needs to be done. It means that you actually need to do that thing. We have a lot of people, like I said, they talk a lot, and they don't have the actions to back it up. So it means that you need to start with something. Start. What Disney said, stop talking, start doing. You've talked a lot, you've said a lot. Start doing. And guess what? I didn't say it's going to be easy. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. One step. Tomorrow, take another step. Next month, take another step. Cumulatively, it becomes a lot. So don't overwhelm with yourself with, I have to take 10 steps today. No, start with one step, and you will see that that one step will lead you to your destination.
Wow. That's fantastic. What a way to put it, man. It's grand that you have put it that way. I can't package this tied up in a bow and sell it at ShopRite or anywhere. It's just perfect the way it is right here. So just in case you want more of this, you already can see that we have his Instagram handle on our screen, so you guys can always just follow him and maybe ask him questions. But we're expecting to see you here again next week.
Fantastic.
Please do come over. We would love to have you. That is a resounding motivation for people out there who've listened, and I'm sure that they want more from you.
Thank you so
Coach
much.
IB, everybody, Coach IB. Make sure you catch him again here next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria. But first, let's check out what's happening inside the kitchen with the ladies.
Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. Chef Flora is back in the building. Welcome back, ma'am. All right, so we are making what she calls stir-fried beans. Huh? Stir-fried beans. Stir-fry and beans, probably not in the same sentence in the average kitchen in Nigeria, but Chef Flora has something special for us today. All right, so tell us about the ingredients we need for this dish.
So I have a lot of ingredients here. First of all, I will start with the beans itself. This beans is already boiled with onions.
Okay.
And I have my olive oil.
Okay.
My minced pepper, tomato paste, crayfish, seasoning cubes, roasted fish, and our own very gari.
Gari or cassava flakes, as some
cassava
people.
flakes.
All right, so now these are the ingredients you would see if you were making porridge beans, in a sense. Yes. So that's what so you either have dry beans or porridge beans in the average, home or in the average kitchen. But you've added some greens here. Some things I've never seen in porridge beans are green peppers, spring onions. And I'm not sure about ginger. I don't think I've seen ginger in beans before either. So why add all this?
Well, I personally don't find beans easy to eat. So I needed to get a way of being able to eat the beans because beans is very, very important to our health, especially for the fiber. It keeps you filling and you don't have to be eating between meals. And so you don't add too much weight. So I needed to go around it and make it in a way that I'll be able to eat it. So any meal you find not very difficult or you don't really like, you can actually create something, craft something out of it to be able to eat it because of the health benefits.
You know what? We're going for the ingredients on the screen now so that you can try this at home. If you have this stuff lying around your kitchen, hey, why not make your own stir-fry beans? fish, gari, onion, olive oil, crayfish seasoning, bay leaves, root ginger, boiled beans, tomato paste, spring onions, and your pepper mix, which is tomato, scotch bonnet, and chili. Thank you so much for showing us this recipe. Some things to note in this stir-fried beans recipe: no palm oil. Yes, I don't know why. Almost everywhere when you want to eat beans, you have palm oil all over it. I'm not a big fan of palm oil. Sorry, for those of you that love it, I'm sorry. I just don't really like it that much. But this is gonna be something I would like to taste. Chef Flora, we can't wait to get started. And speaking of getting started, what do we do first?
The oil goes in first.
Okay, the oil goes in first. Chef Flora is throwing it down here with her stir-fried beans. We started earlier on with the olive oil and onions going into the pan. Now that's been heating up. So what do we do next, Chef Flora?
The next thing is the
Okay. All right, go ahead.
paste.
Go ahead. Please go ahead. Let's not stop you from your mastery. Now, tomato paste. Well, I have my own method of, dealing with tomato paste. Frying it down in olive oil is not something I would have expected. But I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah, it's got to, beans has the tendency of getting spoiled on time.
Oh, okay.
So, and tomato paste also, so you need to fry it out so that it will make the milk to last longer.
Oh,
All right.
Interesting.
It's also the same method when you want to do jollof rice or
Fabulous. Now, apart from the tomato paste, you also have a pepper mix here.
Yes.
There
And
is
the
still
pepper
tomato
mix
in that as well.
Yeah, that one is fresh.
All right.
Tomato,
what goes in
tomato goes well with beans. It gives it that nice taste. So I'm going in with the pepper mix.
All right, pepper mix. That's scotch bonnet, chili, and tomato.
Tomatoes and onions.
And onions in there as well.
So, and it's already parboiled. So it's actually a quick one. It's not going to.
So these ingredients are mostly cooked already.
Yes, they are
So this is prepping, or
yes, just prepare.
maybe you could use this method for leftovers you might have. Some people
Very well, yes.
cook, overcook. in the
Yes,
kitchen.
and then you can use it to make difference, or variety. For somebody that doesn't want porridge beans.
Porridge
Okay, you
beans.
can just fry it and, they have varieties. You can create varieties out of it. Anyone that wants palm oil, you can just fry their own pepper separately, just to, because beans is very, very important. And it has a lot of nutrients in it. It has protein, it has iron, potassium, magnesium, less oil. So it's very, very good.
Now,
It has a lot of fibers to, fill you up so you don't have to be eating between meals. So.
I would like to note once again that it's not vegetable oil you're using, it's olive oil.
Yes,
Specifically.
it's healthy. Olive oil is very healthy. It's hard for you to get adulterated
Olive oil. The ingredients one more time are going to pop up on your screen in case you want to try this at home. Fish, that's any type of fish is fine. Gari is a nice garnishing or thickener, as you said, Chef Flora. We have onions, olive oil, crayfish seasoning, bay leaves, root ginger, boiled beans, tomato paste, spring onions.
And the gari can actually be optional.
Gari can be
That's if you
optional.
don't want.
Okay, all right. So we're looking
almost
good.
there.
Almost there. But what happens after this is done? What happens
We are
next?
going in with the fish, crayfish, then the seasoning cubes, then we turn the beans inside.
So the fish goes in, the crayfish goes in,
Yes.
then the beans, or rather the seasoning cubes first before the beans, or what do you think?
Yeah,
Probably.
Probably.
All right. All right. So I'm not too long on this, I guess. We're just waiting for it to.
It's even done.
It's done? Oh, so we can go in with the fish now. All right, nice, quick and easy one-pan dish. Everything goes into one pan. And a lot going into that one pan. Something else that's going to be packed full of information is the next segment.
So they say, truly, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
and it's hard to believe that you've done 1 hour with us already. Thank you so much for taking that step with us early on today. It's time for the second hour to begin.
I've been watching a bit too much Richard Quest.
Well, yeah, don't worry. Probably be taking his job one day, you know?
Oh, perhaps. That'll be good. That'll be good. The journey of 1,000 miles starts here.
Yeah, it does.
We appreciate you guys staying until the second hour here, the second phase for a great breakfast show. I mean, hey, you made the right choice by sticking around, so please just remain where you are. We still got so much for you guys.
We're going to be serving only the best in the second lap of the show. And we're fairly certain that our chef has prepared something to savor. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it as well. I didn't even know she was the one on the show today until I had some of that aroma. That's good. Now let's get back to the rest of the show here today. Of course, you know my name already. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titi Lyle Oyinso. You can watch the show live on GOTV channel 27 or UHF channel 49. And that's terrestrial, you know, for the folks just right around the corner. Now, you can follow us on social media. We are at TVC Connect.
And I always like to tell people, see us on the past episodes. How to do that? Get on YouTube. We're at TVC Entertainment. Send in your comments. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, please.
Still to come, we have some really great music coming your way. We have a performer hitting our set soon. Newsy D is going to be here. He's going to be performing his latest track, and we can't wait.
For SAB, we will be joined by Omolola Abiola, the CEO of Alola Skincare. Now, she'll be talking to us about her organic and herbal skincare products when she joins us. Yeah, thank you, Olamide.
Wow.
In any case.
Wow. Yeah. So I don't know who has heard the country named Brazil in the past 48 hours. Okay. Has anybody heard it?
Yeah.
Brazil just keeps popping up in the news.
Brazil is synonymous with carnivals.
Yeah.
Carnival.
Yeah.
But I think they had one of a different kind recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think it's something that happens every year. But this particular one really raised a lot of eyebrows because of some imagery that was portrayed that was termed demonic and all that. And then a few days later, sandstorm, rainstorm, like fire and brimstone. And you don't really know what to think, really. When you think about it, it just feels like something. Not too long ago, like a month ago, there was the statue that was struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Like, just makes your skin.
But that statue has always been struck by lightning. That's not the first time.
It's on a wheel.
Really?
It's like the highest point to the ground. I mean, I would like to think that most of the things that we see as spiritual and supernatural are actually just mere coincidence and very natural stuff. I'll tell you something. Yesterday I had a very interesting day, since you guys didn't want me to talk about my weekend, which plays into this.
Okay.
Fact is this. I spent 8 hours out of yesterday doing research with my 7-year-old kid on the plagues of Egypt.
Oh, okay.
It so happens that the plagues of Egypt are all very natural occurrences. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away the sense of miracles from it. I'm saying that it's whether you believe in God or nature, it's all intelligent manipulation. If you get what I mean.
I don't know about you, but I just decided to fear God.
Oh, that's the same thing.
I'm just going to say it officially, because when you see those images or the videos of what is happening with the landslides, and you just feel like, man, there's a higher power behind it. It's
Plot
just
twist. Plot twist,
It
Titi.
is.
Brazilians, some of them practice what we call voodoo here.
Okay.
They worship Shango.
Voodoo.
They worship Oshun, though they spell theirs differently. So what if somebody somewhere decided to use his magical powers to create some drama?
Look,
Anything can happen.
natural disasters are
Or it could even
everywhere.
be a natural,
Beg, let's
So
talk
let's,
let's
you
talk
don't
about
do
this.
Jare.
Good morning once again. I am Mike Mesikeno, the news on Wake Up Nigeria. 17 persons have died after gunmen invaded Unguwa Wakili community in Zango Kataf local government area of Kaduna State on Saturday night. Women and little children are said to be among the dead. A 24-hour curfew has now been imposed on Ungwan Juju, Mabuhu Ungwan Wakili and Zangan Urban to allow security operatives restore peace in the area. TVC News also gathers that security operatives have been deployed to the areas in a bid to restore peace. Spokesman of the police command in Kaduna State, Mohammed Jalige, in a statement on Sunday, said the timely intervention of a security team prevented the gunmen from causing more harm. Some security experts say this latest attack is not unconnected with farmer-herder conflicts which had existed in the region for more than a decade.
It's a Black Sunday for residents of that community. Of course, they were attacked yesterday night by gunmen who invaded their place, shooting sporadically. And 15 people were killed, were reportedly shot, and then corpses were also recovered from the bushes. Some of them were taken to the hospital where a couple of them later died. Of course, we reached out to the police. They said they're on top of the situation and that their men have been deployed to the place to ensure that they forestall any further attacks. Well, the crisis in Zango Katafi is very unique. It is basically a misunderstanding between farmers and herders. This crisis has lasted more than 10 years in that place, so it's more than a decade-long crisis. Several efforts have been put in by the Kaduna State government, by the Peace Commission. They have gone there, interacted with stakeholders, but these efforts are yet to yield results. So the curfew is still in place. It's going to be for 24 hours till we get to hear any further information from either the security authorities or the Kaduna State government.
Still on security matters, police in the Federal Capital Territory have reacted to the recent kidnap in Kubwa, a suburb of Abuja. Spokesman for the FCT Command, Superintendent Josephine Ade, in a statement, says upon receipt of a distress call on Friday, the 10th of March, police operatives were immediately deployed to the scene. She added that suspects numbering about 20 abruptly suspended their operations and abducted 10 victims who they took into the bush. She also said police officers and the estate security team are still searching through bushes in the area to ensure the victims are rescued safely. And then on to the foreign, saying at least 8 people have been declared dead by rescue workers off California's coast following the capsizing of 2 boats. Emergency services from several agencies found 2 overturned boats with bodies spread over an area of 366 meters. Local media have reported that the boats were suspected to be carrying migrants. Such efforts were reportedly hampered by thick fog. The sad development comes at a time the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has announced a policy aimed at stopping people from coming on small boats to the United Kingdom across the English Channel. That's it on the news for today. We'll take a breather. Stay with us. There's more to come on the show.
Welcome. It's time for our SME segment. Today we're joined by someone who's a fan of the house. Everybody seems to know her. I'm beginning to feel like not the cynosure of the show. Omolola Abiola, the CEO of Lola Skincare. Now she's here talking about her product, her organic herbal skincare products. Lola, you are welcome. Good to have you here.
Hi.
My God, is that your skin?
Yeah. No
It's
powder,
beautiful.
nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All natural. Very, very nice. Now I see the, effect of your products.
Thank
actually.
you.
That's very interesting. So let's talk about Lola Skincare. First off, why did you get started with Lola Skincare? Was it from a personal experience that you wanted to get better skin, or you just had a knack for it?
I have always loved good skin. And I'm the kind of person that would see you and complain about the pimple on your face and all of that. So when my husband and I thought of a plan B, he told me to pray about it, think of what to do. Naturally, skincare came to play, and then I got trained for it.
Interesting.
Yes.
So you've already started off on this conversation because you already went on and said you got trained for it.
Yeah, I
which
got
is normally the next question I'd ask people. But how long did that training take for you to be able to get all the skill you needed?
My first training took me 3 months. But after that, I've had 4 other trainings. So I have 5 different certifications.
Oh, and each of these are in different little
Different
areas.
aspects. Skincare is really large. It's broad. You need to keep updating yourself. You can't sit on your oars because you've learned something and then you just sit. No.
Interesting.
There are newer things coming up. You need to make research. You need to read more. Just, expand your knowledge.
So how long have you been doing Lola Skincare now?
Lola Skincare will be 6 years in July.
Now, is this all you do?
Producing, marketing.
I'm asking
everything.
that because I'm wondering whether if I went into skincare, whether
Yeah.
it would be able to sustain me and my family.
Of course.
Inadvertently, I'm asking how big the demand is out there for...
It's one of the largest markets. If you really delve into skincare, it depends on, it's so large that you need to really concentrate on an aspect. There's the aesthetics part, there's the spa part, there's the mixing of the cream part. It's really large, so you need to focus on one part. And yes, it's sustainable.
Okay, oh, very interesting. I'm going to take a look at your product, and I always like to first off also go on branding. I can see that you have quite the branding going on here. It still manages to look all natural, even with the branding. So I see, is that...
It's NAFDAC approved, actually.
NAFDAC approved. Was that shade of nude deliberate because it's...
Because it's shea butter, and we wanted a catchy color, something you find on the shelves in the supermarket, and you easily get attracted to it. Not dealing with too many colors that is all of your face, but you know, a color that you would easily remember.
Yeah, because I've always said the way you package your skincare product sometimes can
very
be
important.
Too much. Like,
very
that's
important.
so artificial.
Yes.
But here it looks, it's just natural. It's Lola Skincare shea butter. Now, this is shea butter, yeah?
Yeah,
Correct.
this is shea butter based.
I had an experience with shea butter as a young man. I used to move agricultural produce from the north over to the border. Shea butter was quite a tough one for me. Lost a lot of money eventually.
Probably melted on your way.
Exactly.
You didn't pack it well.
I know. So how do you manage that?
Okay, we source all of our products here in Nigeria. And then from like Ibadan, as far as Ilorin, different parts of Nigeria, even here in Lagos, and then have it delivered to our factory here in Lagos.
Oh, you have a factory?
Yes, I do have a factory.
6 years, you already have a factory?
Yes, I do. NAFDAC won't approve your product if you do not have a factory.
Nice.
So they get to check your factory and then approve you.
So the NAFDAC certification that you got that after how long of producing?
For NAFDAC, once you start to produce, you can apply for a NAFDAC certification.
Okay.
So I would say my husband pushed me to go into the NAFDAC part. Ordinarily, I would just want to, you know, produce and sell to the regular person. And he goes, see, a lot of people are doing skincare. What would set you apart? Carve a niche for yourself. Be able to go into the supermarket and sell. And the supermarkets will only take from you if you're NAFDAC approved.
Nice.
I can only sell on platforms like Amazon.
Yeah.
Only if I'm registered properly in my own country. So
that's very interesting. That's something anybody out there needs to note. The NAFDAC certification is something very,
very important.
It kind of like makes your game even bigger.
Yeah. You need to join SON and all of those too.
Yeah, Standard Organization of Nigeria and all of them. That's very interesting. So we talked about your sourcing for material and all. But I'm very, very interested in one particular product, and this is the herbal soap.
Yeah.
Is it black inside?
It's black inside. It's activated charcoal based.
Okay.
So activated charcoal exfoliates your skin without, you know, having to scrub. If you're the lazy type, it gets rid of toxins. It would help with your acne if you have eczema. And fantastic. We later found out it works for body odors as well.
Interesting. Just okay. Now, how many people work for you at your factory, this factory?
Okay, permanent staff, we have 6.
Okay.
But we have a factory worker when we're producing who we pay on daily basis.
Okay.
So you come, you work for the number of days, you get paid for the number of days, and you go.
Let's talk about the figures now. If I wanted to set up a skincare brand, from your experience, start to finish or start to here, how much would you say I need to get started? And as I go on, how much would I need to invest?
Okay, if you wanted to go into the bar soap angle, for instance.
Okay, you're going to separate them. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's why I said it's large. It depends on where you're focusing. If you want to go into the bar soap parts, for instance, and you need to get a machine that starts, mixes, crushes, you know, and then molds your soap, and then the cutter, you're talking 20 to 26 million for the machine.
Jesus, my heart.
For start. However, you can start small.
Please, let's start small.
You can start small by buying the regular cutter, the regular mold. You buy your mixing bowls. Manually, and then you mix manually.
How much would it cost anybody to start small?
To start small, for starts, without packaging, you could start with like 50,000 naira.
50,000 naira. So my raw material,
your
my
raw
molds
material,
and everything.
If you're starting at really minimal, But then if you want to step it up a notch, like a drum of one of the oils we buy used to be like 160. Now we buy it for 230,000, and that's just one of the major ingredients. There are still other oils too. So the economy too isn't really favorable as such.
Wow, okay. Well, that's very interesting. But at least with 50,000, one can get started. And we're talking about just the soap. We've talked about everything. We've talked about your branding and all, and it seems to like if anybody needs to go into this kind of business, you're the go-to person. So you offer trainings.
Of course I do. I offer trainings, and we have a CSR part of the company where we train widows.
Oh, nice.
From time to time as well, and I have interns.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Lola, this is just amazing to see how far you've come from the past 6 years up until now. When it comes to distribution inside of Lagos, I can imagine, well, everybody's got that lockdown, but do you distribute outside Lagos? Do you distribute outside Nigeria?
Yes. Beyond this product, we have other kinds of products that are for brightening, whitening and stuff like that. We have customers based in the US, UK, Australia, Ghana, Dubai, South Africa.
And you cover all these logistics well. They pay for it in any case.
Yeah, they pay for the logistics and then we ship down.
Wow. That's very interesting, Lola. It's interesting that you've got this operation all running in the past 6 years, and
thank you.
We know your roots. We know your roots.
TV, HR, from HR to TV, now to skincare.
Wow, that's an amazing trajectory. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's grand having you on the show here today. We are going to be not giving you these back. I'm going to go test all of these out and see how exfoliative it could be on my dark, lazy skin.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, do stick around, because I'm sure that we've got something very interesting inside of the kitchen that we're going to be making you have a taste of as a small welcome back type, So we'll be back. That's it on SME. I'm hoping that you guys got a lot from all of that, because there were so many gems that you could have taken from on there. We'll be inside the kitchen when we get back. In fact, you know what? Let's already move.
All right, back in the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen to see the finished product from Chef Flora.
Indeed.
So much stir-fried beans. Not porridge beans, stir-fried beans. And we have, of course, Lola Skincare in the building. She is going to be having a taste and telling us what it is.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Dig in.
Can you push it to her just a bit? Thank you.
Move it, please.
Yeah.
No words.
She's coming.
It's really nice. It has this stingy feel because of the spring onions. It just gives it a different feel to the mouth. Wants you to eat more. So even if you're the type that doesn't like beans, you would like this.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. I like that.
Chef Flora. And that was exactly what she said. She said she used to find it hard to eat beans. Well,
tell you guys
at this point, we have to wrap it up.
Yes, indeed. It's a Monday. It's a great start for us here. We're hoping that it's beautiful for you as well, that we set that one off right. So join us again tomorrow for another dose for a Tuesday. We'll be here. Will you? Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.